Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends Iron Spider from Hasbro. This is an absolutely stunning piece and does a lot of good stuff, so let's get right into this. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this is hands down one of the best looking Marvel Legends, certainly that I've seen, and part of that, I admit, is my personal bias to where just it's so shiny. I love shiny things. I love red and gold as a color combination, and I love this particular Spider-Man design. So really, there's a lot to love. Certainly for me, I hope for you too, certainly if you clicked on the video. And yeah, the proportions are fantastic. I'm not sure which buck this is built off of, but it just looks right. Everything looks very nice and balanced. The sheen on the armor itself just looks amazing. That gold is perfect. Clashes a little bit with the Waldos, look a little flat just because they're that kind of gold plastic as opposed to the paint, but that paint is absolutely resplendent. You can see the head sculpt here, nice and clean. There's kind of a pearlescence to a lot of the plastic here, which looks amazing. So it just gives it a really unique look. It absolutely stands out amongst other Spider-Man figures in particular, but just figures in general. And yeah, everything looks really, really good. The Waldos themselves definitely have some fantastic sculpt work going on. So yeah, lots of really good stuff, and just an absolute joy to have on the shelf. For accessories, we're a little light. However, that is to be expected when the accessories are as big as the Waldos, and we'll actually start with those. We get 3 identical Waldos, which plug into the little back piece right here. You can see those ports. They plug in just as, any different set of hands would, exact same peg. And then we just get some articulation there at a couple of points, and get more into that in the next section. But other than that, very good. And then finally, 2 sets of hands. So we get fists right out of the box, and then we get a couple of flipping hands. Would have been cool to see at least one other set of hands, maybe some the splayed out action pose hands. But what we have here is definitely good. So that's accessories. Articulation here is positively beautiful, as it should be for any Spider-Man figure worth its weight. And yeah, this one definitely excels. So let's jump right into it, where our head is actually on a ball hinge, but is the most generous ball hinge I think I have seen yet, certainly for Marvel Legends, because we can completely bury the chin, and then we get all of the up, like complete up, amazing. And then we even get a little bit of tilt because of the room under that head sculpt. So really just fantastic all around there. Get to the shoulders, we do have a butterfly joint, not quite as generous as some other figures because we do have some sculpt work there, and it's a very tight sculpt. But in service of the aesthetics, I definitely find that acceptable. Then we come to the hinge and swivel at the shoulders. We have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, hinge and swivel at the wrists, all horizontal. We have our old school ab crunch. So we get really nice forward and really nice back. Would have been nice to see the ball joint there, but I mean that this definitely works. And again, with how much is going into the actual plastic and accessories, stuff like that, it's understandable. We get our waist swivel. We get pretty much full splits, almost there, so close. But we do get some really smooth forward and even more back than we'll generally see with legs. So that's really nice there. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees. Then we get really beautifully hidden boot cut right here, pretty much ankle cut. Then we get perfect point, some absolutely phenomenal forward, and then that ankle rocker. And of course, I want to move on to just real quick, see if it'll stand like that. The Waldos, and the Waldos are on, again, that hinge swivel here, as you can see, so those move around like that. We do get a hinge here at the first joint. There's nothing in the middle, and then the third one, we do get a little bit of movement. So nothing crazy, and again, I can understand, especially at the price point, like we're not going to get like what we got with Amazing Yamaguchi. However, I have seen, I think it was X Corpeo here on YouTube did a mod where they were able to get some of those Waldos from the Amazing Yamaguchi when they were like knockoffs or something like that. You just buy the Voltec joints and kind of make it that way. Unfortunately, here in the US, you cannot obtain those from the sources. So hopefully something like that opens up, because I would definitely like to mod these, because I think with a little bit more movement, these would be absolutely beautiful. So yeah, that's articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here he is with some other Marvel Legends, with some other Hasbro and some Mattel, with some imports, with some monsters. Finally, with an articulated Icons Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valaverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the Marvel Legends Iron Spider figure is that this is an absolutely gorgeous figure with some really, really nice articulation, and yeah, I fully recommend this one. You know, I don't collect a lot of Legends, I don't review a lot of Legends, but this one I had to have, and I'm totally happy I bought it. And you know, honestly, I think with some very simple modifications, I'm going to be keeping my eyes out for it. Pardon me. The Waldos could be greatly improved, and then all of a sudden you have a near perfect figure. So definitely pick this up if you see it on pegs. I think it's showing up in some Targets and Walmarts. It is available on various online retailers, so I will be including links to my favorite online retailers in the description below if you are interested in picking your own up. So definitely check that out if that's the case. And I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. If you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and or sharing, all that good stuff. And if you want to help the channel even more, I'll have ways to do that at the bottom of the description. So please, please, please check that out. And with all of that being said, I hope you take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and most importantly, stay weird, simians.